Brothers took me out to a restaurant last night, and I ain't never seen that many snails and lobsters in my life. And big lobsters, and I forget all the names of it, scallops and shrimp, gobs of garbage. I saw one very beautiful black woman, a beautiful sister, with a plate full of them long legs. I said, look at my sister, God. I said, I looked at her. I said, she's going to eat that stuff. She was putting that stuff on her. She had a big platter. Boom. Boom. I said, oh my God, sister. I couldn't say nothing to her. She would have hit me in my mouth. But I'm just saying that it's terrible with the way we've been taught to eat. You don't want to eat no clam. That stuff is pure garbage. Why eat that which God has made to take care of garbage? Okay, I will. Why eat that which God put here to eat up and remove garbage? Then we're going to eat that which eats garbage. Please. Lord have mercy. And pig is bad for you. The doctors here can run it down, this bad fella. You say, well, I like bacon. It smells good. Stay away from bacon 30 days and you won't be able to stand the stench. It stinks. No praise is due to Allah. You know, when you and I used to smoke, when you smoke, at first you cough. It burns your mouth. Nothing about it is good. But you force yourself to smoke. After a while, the body is forced to submit. You force it by your will to submit to your madness. Right? Then if you stop smoking for a month, what happens if you go back? You go back to the same thing. That tells us that we had to force a biochemical change in our mouth, tongue, and whatever to be able to smoke. Because if you coughed and hacked every single day, you just wouldn't do it. But you force a change in yourself to accept that madness. Right? Yes, but if you put it down and go back, and you repeat that thing, and every time you put it down and go back, you repeat it. Shouldn't that tell us something about the way we're constructed? Right. We were not made to smoke or created to smoke. Same thing with whiskey. You cannot say whiskey tastes good. You're a liar. No, you told a lie. Pardon me. Whiskey does not taste good at all. Beer does not taste good. Not at all. You say, I like it. You don't like it. Your body is against it. But there's a foolish part in the brain. A real dumb, ignorant part that you could oversimplify and say the nigger in her. That part says, take it anyhow, because subconsciously I got to be like white folks. I see them doing it, I'm going to do it too. Because the white man is my God. Smoking and drinking, you're saying white folks is God. I'm sorry. That's where we got it from. You say, but did the Indians you smoke 16,000 years ago? Remember, you didn't know nothing about no Indians smoking 16,000 years ago until the Elijah Muhammad said it. So you can't use that. We do what we do in this country because white folks taught us to do it. And now we got two divine men pulling us on one side and white folks pulling on the other. And some of us jump on the side of white folks and pull. Huh? Come on now, please. Let's look at it like it is. This teaching is so powerful that even, in years going by, we don't harp on the white man being the devil. That's an established fact. They know it, we know it, everybody knows it. It's as American as apple pie. Sure it is. It is. Nobody argues that. Who argues that anymore? But when we used to hear years ago the white man's the devil, if you didn't hear no more than that from a brother staggering down the street, that's so powerful that all of a sudden we see things different. This teaching is of such nature that when you hear it one time, you are never the same again. Even if you fight it, you are never the same. One dose from a brother or a sister that partly understands it, and all of us partly understand it, but one who partly understands it, is of such power on the mind, in our souls, that we are never the same again. You read in your Bible that Jesus took some spittle, mixed it with dirt, and put it on the man's eye, don't think, you know that he didn't actually pick up some dirt and lay it on the man's eye. It didn't happen like that. You know it didn't happen. It means what came out of his mouth. Water is compared to truth. Mixed with that from which we come, our nature. Taking the truth and laying it on our minds right in the core of our nature, and we come to life. That's why we'll be given the knowledge of self. The knowledge of self. Self equals nature. Nature equals self. Our real self is we're being told who we are. And we're gradually learning how to be ourselves. But we got to be told what's good for self. Not the reefer or the cocaine. Huh? What's good for me is good for you in terms of our nature. What's good for my nature is good for your nature because it's the same nature. Make sense? That's a Muslim. That's all a Muslim is about. Bottom line, we love the devil because the devil gives us nothing. So therefore we'll hate any friend who comes to give us something. If I hate myself and you come to teach me who I am, to put me into power, but I don't want to know who I am because I love white folks. I want to keep them in power. Then Malcolm goes and leaves Elijah Muhammad. Then I'll go in and subconsciously attach myself to Malcolm because he looks tall, he looks big. Superficial considerations. I like his personality. We put ourselves as a people in a horrible position. I don't like to play with numbers, but when you get up under the truth of this thing, everything is coming out as it was conceived, mathematically. You say, some people say, well, math is cold. Wrong. Math is the base of science. Brothers, think about black women for a minute. If you say they are the creation of God, and they are, and people, we all have been taught, I know that few of you in here might not, I don't want to, but let me just say it. The first life in creation was, we were taught, a black man. That can be proven. It was hard. Self-creation was rough. Basically, two things he wanted at a certain point. He wanted comfort, but he also wanted to see another being like himself. Out of that desire, he produced the woman, the first black woman. Now think about the math involved. Come on. You're going to tell me that's not science and art developed to the max? Come on. If you say the woman is not beautiful, come on, we do a double take and look at you twice. What's wrong? As one brother said, maybe you belong in that parade that they had today. Not putting down gays. But I'm just touching it. Look at the sunset. Isn't it beautiful? But isn't it based in science? All beauty and art is based in mathematics. Think on it. I can't go too much further into that. We'd be here all day. And I only know a little bit. But even the little bit I know would take us a lot of time. But look at this. Just think about that. Think on how wise that first man was to produce one being who took care of all that business. And I'm just going to say this. I hope I don't say the wrong thing, but I don't expect to see you at FOI tomorrow night. But brothers, oh Lord, maybe I shouldn't say this. Buy your wife, buy her something. Buy her a gift. Sister, isn't it a fact that you like to have gifts bought for you all the time? Check this out. I'm not going to say it, but it's a fact. Some brothers buy their wife a flower every now and year. You know, whenever you think about it. No, these women need to be bought gifts all the time. You got to buy them something all the time, all the time. They love surprises. Even when they know you're going to buy it, they still want you to do it anyway. One brother told me how he sends his wife, she's off to school studying. I send my wife a card once a week. I said, brother, you better up that to 2 and 3 times a week. and then surprise that up some bit. I mean, is that a fact, sister? Hey, this is pointing to something in our nature. The point I want to drive or lay on your mind, if I may for a moment, is that we all got our experts. We're not born knowing anything. We grow up and we take certain persons as our experts. Sometimes it's a book, the author of whom we don't even know. But this book says. So we've grown up now and we reached our adulthood. But every one of us in this room relies on somebody other than ourselves for certainty about what's going on around us and in us, right? I got to rely on brother. He knows more about the human body than I do. You follow what I'm getting at? All of us got our experts now. So later on, you may become an expert in some field. But an expert only with reference to other experts. And a relative expert, not a total expert. Is that correct? Come on now. Now, if somebody can write two books thousands of years ago, then they go ahead and die. And thousands of years later, everything they wrote comes to pass. Are they experts? Can it be proven? It's easy to prove. We ain't got the time because I got a little lug to drop on you in a minute and then duck. But I want to make that point. These books are aimed at now. These books cast light on our situation right now. And everybody who produced these books are dead. First, I know how to say that. I want you to never forget that. Just go home and turn it over. If the words in these books came through wise men, we say from God, and they describe the totality of the situation we are in, then I repeat, they are experts to the max.